Hi. Today we will discuss the subject strength of material, Unit 1, Lecture 6, Analysis of bars of varying sections. So we will see the analysis of bars of varying section. So how to derive the equation for the elongation and following with we can see the problem, right? So you can see a bar of different length, that is L1, L2, L3, and different diameter. Different diameter means the different cross-sectional area A1, A2, A3, which is shown in figure. So let this bar is subjected to an axial load, axial tensile load of capital P. So though each section is subjected to the same axial load P, even though all the bars A1, section 1, section 2, section 3 subject to the same axial load P, yet the stresses, strain and change in length will be different. So because of the different length area, the stresses, strain and change in length, elongation will be different. So the total change in the length will be obtained by adding the change in length of the individual section. Therefore, the total change in length dl or delta L will be is equal to, you can add the change in length due to this section 1 plus section 2 plus section 3. Then you will get the total elongation of the bar, right? So let can consider the P will be is equal to axial load acting on the bar, L1 length of the section 1 and A1 is the area of the section 1. Similarly, L2, A2 length and area of section 2, L3, A3 length and area of the section 3, and capital E is equal to Young's modulus of the bar, right? So now you know the formula to find out stress. Stress is nothing but load by area. Therefore, the stress for section 1, that is sigma 1 will be is equal to load by area 1. Similarly, stress in section 2, sigma 2 will be load by area 2 and sigma 3 will be load by area 3, right? Then strain. So how to calculate strain? Strain is nothing but stress by Young's modulus. Strain, we have the formula is either change in dimension by original dimension or Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. From that relation, we will get strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus. So here, the strain of the section 1 will be is equal to E1 will be is equal to sigma 1 by capital E. Sigma 1, you know, load by area 1 P by A1 into E. So strain of the section 1 E1 is equal to P by A1 into E. So similarly, strain E2 will be is equal to P divided by A2 into E. Similarly, E3 will be is equal to P divided by A3 into E. So you know the another formula for strain, that is nothing but change in length of the section by original length. So E1 will be is equal to delta L1 by L1. Therefore, delta L1 will be is equal to E1 into L1, right? So change in length delta L1 is equal to E1 into L1. So E1 you know, right? P by A1 E. So E1 is nothing but P by A1 E into L1. Right? Similarly, change in length of the section 2 and 3 are delta L2 is equal to PL2 by A2 into E. Delta L3 is equal to PL3 by A3 into E. Therefore, the total change in length of the bar delta L will be is equal to delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3. So delta L1 is nothing but PL1 by A1E plus delta L2 PL2 by A2E and delta L3 PL3 by A3. So generally delta means PL by AE. So section 1, section 2, section 3. So delta L here P and E, there will be the same axial load for all the sections. Same modulus of velocity. It means, suppose steel means all the sections are steel. Okay, aluminum means all the sections are aluminum, made up of same material. All the sections made up of same material. So P by E into L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2 plus L3 by A3. Right? So this equation is used when the Young's modulus of the different section is same. Right? If the Young's modulus of the different section is different, suppose section 1 made up of steel, section 2 made up of aluminum, section 3 made up of copper, then the total change in length of the bar will be delta L is equal to P common into L1 by A1 E1 plus L2 by A2 E2 plus L3 by A3 E3. So this is the formula to find out the total elongation, total change in length of the bar subjected to the axial load, same uniform axial load. Okay. So now we can see the problem. Here you can see this problem. An axial pull of axial load given 35,000 Newton, 35 kilonewton or 35,000 Newton given is acting on a bar consisting of three lengths as shown in figure. There are three different lengths. Okay. So if the Young's modulus is 2.1 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So all the section have same Young's modulus. So materials are same in all the section. So they asked you to find out stresses in each section and total extension of the bar. So they are asked you to find out the sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3 and total extension of the bar delta L. So what is the formula to find the stresses? Sigma load by area. So P by A1, P by A2, P by A3, you will get sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3. So total elongation, how to calculate delta L is equal to P by E, common, E is same for all. So P by E, if L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2 plus L3 by A3 if you will get the delta L value. So here they given the diameter. So D1 given. Therefore you can calculate A1. D2 given. You can calculate A2. D3 given. You can calculate A3. Okay, so load by area, you will get the stress. Load by area, you will get the stresses in each section. So now we can see the solution. So write down the given data, axial pull P common given 35,000 Newton, length of the section L1 given in terms of centimeter, 20 centimeter, convert into 200 mm, and diameter D1 2 centimeter, convert to 20 mm. So area 1 pi d square by 4. Since it's the circular section, pi d square by 4, so 100 pi mm square A1. Similarly, L2 D2 given, so you can calculate A2 225 by mm square. Similarly, L3 D3 given, you can calculate A3 625 by mm square. So Young's modulus E given 2.1 and 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Therefore, you can calculate now. First, they ask you to find out the stresses in each section. So stress in section 1, sigma 1 is equal to action load divided by area of section 1. So P by A1. So P 35,000 divided by A1 105. If you substitute, you will get the stress value 31.408 Newton per mm square. So load Newton, area mm square, so Newton per mm square stress value. Similarly, sigma 2 P by A2, P you know, A2 value you know, and similarly sigma 3 P you know, A3 you know. So you will get the answer sigma 1, sigma 2 for sigma 3. Next, total extension of the bar. So total extension delta L will be nothing but P by E into L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2 plus L3 by A3. You know L1, L2, L3 value, A1, A2, A3 value, P value, Young's modulus value. If you substitute, you will get delta L, which is 0.183 mm. Next, you can see this problem. A member formed by connecting a steel bar to an aluminum bar. Here, different material. So, steel bar is connected to aluminum bar. Therefore, E1 and E2 different. Okay. Shown in figure, assuming that the bars are prevented from buckling sideways, calculate the magnitude of force P that will cause the total length of the member to decrease 0.25 mm. So the values of velocity moduli for steel and aluminum given. So the Young's modulus of the steel given, Young's modulus of the aluminum given. Calculate the magnitude of force capital P they are asking will cause the total length of the member to decrease. So delta L decreasing length delta L given 0.25 mm. So delta L given, E1 given, E2 given. Okay. So you can see the diagram. So here, L1 given 30 centimeter, okay, L2 given 38 centimeter, and the cross section of steel bar given. So therefore you can calculate A1. Cross section of aluminum bar given, you can calculate A2, and E1 given, E2 given. They ask you to find out the P value, right? So the area of the steel bar A1 is equal to 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter. So 5 centimeter is equal to 50 mm. So here 5 centimeter 50 mm. So 50 into 50, 2500 mm. 50 into 50, 2500 mm square. Here there is a mistake. And the elastic modulus of the steel bar E1 given 2.1 and 10 power 5 Newton per mm square, and length of the bar L2 given A2 10 centimeter 10 centimeter, so 1 centimeter equal to 10 mm, therefore 10 centimeter 100 mm, so 100 into 100 mm, so 10,000 mm square, and elastic modulus of aluminum bar E2 given 7 and 10 power 4 Newton per mm square, and total decrease in length delta L given 0.25 mm. So P required force, okay, they are asking you to find out the P value. So here both the bars are made up of different material, hence the total change in length is given as the equation as delta L equal P into L1 by A1 E1 plus L2 by A2 E2. So here you know delta L value given in the problem 0.25, L1 given, L2 given, E1 E2 given, A1 A2 you identified based on the cross section. 4,500, 10,000. So if you substitute, you will get the unknown value of load P. Okay, that is nothing but 224 kilonewton. Okay. So next problem you can see. The bar shown in figure 1.8 is subjected to a tensile load of 160 kilonewton. If the stress in the middle portion is limited to 150 Newton per mm square, stress in the middle portion. So this is the middle portion is given. Stress of middle portion given. Suppose sigma 2, 150 Newton per mm square, and determine the diameter of the middle portion. They are asking to find out the D2. Sigma 2 value they given. They ask you to find out D2 value. Find also the length of the middle portion if the total elongation of the bar is 0.2 mm. So length, middle portion length here to here, L2 they are asking, and diameter D they are asking. So diameter, therefore this is circular bar, and Young's modulus given us 2.1 and 10 power 5 Newton. So Young's modulus common, capital E given. Next, so section 1, section, this is section 1, this is section 2, same material. So they ask you to find out the diameter of the middle portion, length of the middle portion, and you can see the area of the cross section A1. Okay, A1 is nothing but pi d square divided by 4. Okay, so diameter of the both end portion D1 given 6 centimeter, that means 60 mm. Therefore A1 will be is equal to common 60 pi d square by 4. Okay. So now D2 is we have to find out diameter of the middle portion, L2 length of the middle portion we have to find out, and length of the both end portion of the bar L1, length of the both end portion of the bar L1. So here you can see, so this is this two end portion L1, therefore here to here L1 by 2, here to here L1 by 2. So suppose these two are considered as one section. Okay, so the length of this one is equal to this L1 by 2, L1 by 2. Okay, that is L1, and diameter same. Okay, cross section 6 centimeter. So area 900 pi. So A1 900 pi and L1 will be is equal to, suppose this is total length L, right? L total length. So suppose L1 is equal to L minus this L2. Okay. So you can see L1 is equal to total length 400 minus L2, right? So the stress load by area, therefore for the middle portion we have sigma 2 is equal to P by A2. So sigma 2 given middle portion stress given 150 is equal to load given common, okay, 160 kilonewton. So 160 into 10 power 3 Newton divided by area of the middle portion by D2 square divided by 4. So here D2 is the unknown. That is what they are asking in the question. So I can identify D2 value 36.85 mm. Then area of the cross section of the middle portion A2, this is mistake A3, not A3, A2 will be is equal to pi D2 square divided by 4, pi into 36.85. Here we need to put square. So pi into 36.85 square by 4, so 1066 mm square. And total extension delta L is equal to P by E into L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2. So delta L given, P given, N small is given, L1 is nothing but 400 minus L2 divided by A1. You know, L2 you don't know, that is you have to find out length of the middle portion divided by A2 1066. So if you substitute all the value, you can get the unknown value of L2, that is 20.74 centimeter, 207.14 mm. So this is how we have to analyze the bar. Delta L value change in length will be calculated like this. So delta L will be is equal to delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3. Delta L is nothing but, okay, change in length PL by AE, okay, and stress load by area, strain stress by Young's modulus or delta L by L. So if you know these formulas, you can easily solve this type of problems. So I hope you understand. Thank you for listening.